I told you it was going to happen, and it happened. Reuters reports Donald Trump's support has surged, and he is now running nearly even with Hillary Clinton among likely U.S. voters, a dramatic turnaround since he became the Republican Party's presumptive presidential nominee, according to a poll released on Wednesday. The results could signal a close fight between the two likely White House rivals. As recently as last week, Clinton led Trump by around 13 points in the poll. In the most recent survey, 41% of likely voters supported Clinton and 40% backed Trump. By the way, this poll has a plus or minus of 3 percentage points. Therefore, they're almost dead tied. That should scare everybody. So, why such a big jump in, a week or 2 weeks here in support for Trump? Well, the answer is very simple. Cruz and Kasich are gone now. And if you listen to all the pundits on TV, what did they tell you? Well, the thing about Donald Trump is he's such a unique character that the people who are voting for and supporting the other candidates, that if that candidate drops out, there's no way that he will gain the support of the Republican voters who are going to vote for the other candidates because they dislike him that much. Well, now we know that is not true. In fact, we know the opposite is true now. That everybody who was supporting Cruz, everybody who was supporting Kasich, the negative 8 people who were supporting Kasich, the people who supported Rubio, all the other people, they're now like, oh, so our candidate is Donald Trump? I will support Donald Trump. Now, why did the media miss this so badly? Well, again, the answer is pretty simple. Because all the people who you hear talk about this are either in their elite New York bubble or they're in their elite Washington bubble. And in that context, they think Donald Trump is a joke and they don't take him seriously in any way. So you start to assume that the rest of the country mirrors that when they do not. All the people in the room with you, if you're in the elite bubble in New York and Washington, are super rich and they're part of the establishment. The people elsewhere in the country are not. So the Republican base indeed is not divided on Trump. They're all going to fall in line behind Trump. The only place where there's a split on Trump is in elite circles and in establishment circles, which is why there's been roughly, 12 articles written about how, Donald Trump, he's going to lose a lot of Republican base voters. But people are just assuming that the base voters are going to mirror the actions of the establishment Republicans and the neocons, for example, and they most certainly are not going to do that. So it is true that the establishment, the elite Republicans are split. In fact, many of them have just said, I'm going to vote for Hillary Clinton. Many neocons have said, I'm going to vote for Hillary Clinton. But Trump's response is essentially, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya, don't give a fuck. Because the base is going to fall in line behind him. All the things that the establishment of Republicans think are a deal breaker about Trump actually help him with the Republican base. Again, this is something nobody tells you. It's not like your average Joe Republican is sitting around going, Donald Trump doesn't sufficiently stand up for the principles of free trade. He's talking about tariffs, and I'm anti-protectionist because that's conservative values. No, they're honestly just like the liberals. The conservatives are like, where'd my job go? Because it was shipped overseas, and they're right about that. And also, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Listen to the idiots Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz on a debate stage saying, we got to cut entitlements. We got to cut it. We got to cut it. Republicans don't want to cut it any more than Democrats want to cut it. Your average Joe Republican. They say, oh, yeah, we hate government. But then they go to rallies where they literally hold up signs that say, keep your government hands off my Medicare. That is government, dipshit. So they love those things, and Trump has said, I'm going to protect those things. But the elite Republicans, the establishment Republicans, and the media figures go, oh, you see, he's going to lose all the Republican voters. He wants to protect Social Security and Medicare. Tisk, tisk. But then that's actually a reason why base voters like him more. So it's amazing to me that the people who have been wrong every step of the way are still making predictions about Donald Trump. Yeah, he's got no chance. He's got no shot, no hope whatsoever. It's no longer just my theory. And for a while, by the way, it was my theory because, we didn't have any results yet. But all along I said, hey, this is what it's going to be like. Now we know. Now we have the numbers. It is indeed true that there is no split among actual Republican base voters. And by the way, Also, Donald Trump gets independents at a higher rate than Hillary Clinton. Also, he gets new voters at a higher rate than Hillary Clinton. And also, Hillary Clinton does terrible with one demographic that the Democrats need to win: millennials. So if turnout is low, that biases the election in favor of Trump. And all of the fucking think pieces and cackling idiots who've been saying all along, the race is over, Hillary Clinton will be our next president, like Biden said the other day, they have no clue what they're talking about. If they don't realize that this is a coin flip election today, they're hopeless. Because that's what it is. It is a coin flip election. And that should scare you even more because guess what? When it gets really heated and they start attacking each other, Trump has shown signs that he's actually going to do the right strategy in the general, where he is going to pivot to the left, and he's going to do that on foreign policy. He's going to do that on wages, as he's already done. He's going to continue to say the same things about Social Security. He's going to continue to, on regulation and corruption, he might outflank her on her left. And if that's the case, look out. And Hillary has shown signs that she doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. She's going to run to the right and lose more voters. She's going to alienate her base because they're not going to fall in line and vote for her, unlike the Republicans will fall in line and vote for Trump. She's going to alienate her base and lose more independents, ironically, by trying to gain them. Because, like we covered the other day from her rally, she's out there in the rally attacking Trump because, in her opinion, he's a dangerous isolationist. Isolationism is a right-wing smear word for the wildly popular non-interventionism, which 57% of the American people are in favor of. But she's attacking him for that, as opposed to, for example, attacking him for when he said, let's kill civilians in the Middle East. It's hilarious that Hillary Clinton doesn't see as big of a problem with that as she does with, oh, he's an isolationist. So her line of attack against him is going to be, you don't want to get involved in Syria enough. You think that's a recipe to win the election? That's going to help him. Oh, this is poised to get ugly, man. This coin flip election may soon become a situation where Donald Trump is leading and he's the favorite. Again, you heard it here first. Everybody's telling you he has no shot. Oh, he certainly has a shot, and now the numbers prove it.